Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back with another video with Linksy. How are you all doing? We have another room to replay today, sent in by Trevor. I think he's playing as the Iceni, I'm not entirely sure. And it's a defense of Zarmi Getsusa. Ooh, Scorpions, nice. Alright, so there's going to be the Iceni, Syracuse it seems, and Arveni defending versus the Boyai attacking with Bactria. And I believe this weird player over here, Salus player. I think he did this so then he can deploy and come and attack this part of the wall. And the game itself is in a really beautiful city. This city is one of my favorites. It's just a little bit buggy when it comes to these walls, to these aqueducts. Otherwise, it's really fun to play on. It has some really cool mechanics. I like as well that the capture point is on the center there, but you have also this a defensive area where you have to hold this if they attack you from the rear. Now, various different paths you could take. You could put artillery up here to shoot inside the city from this area or here. So there's also a lot of things you could do. Looking at the army compositions, we have Thorax Swordsman for it's two silver shield swordsmen for Seleucid. I think this is an ultra funds. Yeah, lots of Thorax Swordsmen. And so the Thorax Swordsmen are going to be the front line. Yeah, this is definitely silver funds. Sorry, ultra funds. 4 silver shield swordsmen. Silver shield pikemen. Shield bearers. Lots of Syrian heavy archers. And it is on large unit size, which is fair enough. It's actually much more manageable unit size for a lot of computers. Perhaps I should do my streams on that a lot more often because it helps. Bactrian Royal Guard and Thorax Swordsman getting on top of the walls. Over here, some more Bactrian Royal Guard for Bactria. That's a lot of them. Light Peltast and archers. Elite Persian archers over there, and there is the Onager that's already down 2 models. It seems that this ballista has been doing damage. Troops are getting onto the wall. Scale Thorax are going to break the gate. It's quite cool. What is Syracuse bringing? Picked hoplites, mercenary veteran hoplites, Semite warriors. That's going to be good. Basic archers, which are not going to be great. They have really good slingers, and I would have just barrack slinger, fantastic. You put these guys here, anything they put on the wall gets murdered really quickly. There's a lot of picked hoplites for the defense, so it's going to be quite a solid hold. And let's see, Arveni, I imagine lots of Oathsworn. Yeah, absolutely. Spear nobles, general questionable choice. Chosen swords, more Oathsworn, more chosen swords over there. Some chosen spears and Oathsworn in the rear as reserves, while sword forwards are getting on top of the walls, artillery being shot, and there are a lot of missile units and Oathsworn and sword forwards left for the Boyai. We're making sure there is no sally out of any sort of guy. Oh, actually, there was a sally out over here. Heroic heavy horse and heroic riders. I believe this is the hero. No, what the hell is the heroic riders? Oh, heroic riders are for the Iceni. A beautiful sally out over here. I'm not sure why he didn't get out of this gate over there. Lots of chariots. You could definitely do a number on this force if they manage to get in. I find chariots to struggle against the super heavily armed forces and in cities. So questionable choice, but it could do really well. Painted ones over here. Noble swords? My man, cheating in noble swords. My man cheating in noble swords. You cannot have noble swords. They have heroic nobles, or no, heroic nobles. I forget what they're called. But getting in the Gatii nobles over there instead of his own troops. So the chariots are going straight in. The tortoises are moving in. It's going to take a while to get to the wall on this side. Seems the Bactrian is already fully engaged, and as I was saying, he's going to get really slaughtered by these slingers. Getting to the side and shooting over there. They're going to do a lot of damage to those Thorax swords. Archers here getting a lot of good shots into those Thorax swords and those Bactrian Royal Guard. So that's going to be quite difficult to stop. The artillery is... I would have no, I would have destroyed this little wall over there and breached through, because they're gonna have lots of troubles. This is a massive choke point. I mean, yeah, he could get owned walls here and Actually, there's no way for him to get off if he does so. So he really just needs to get off from this side, and picked hoplites are going to hold on for a long time, along with these Balearic Slingers who are going to get a lot of good kills onto those really expensive units. The gate is getting bullied down, but Thorax Swordsmen coming out and fighting against these scaled Thorax Swordsmen and these Bactrian Royal Guard, so there's going to be just a mosh pit over here of forces just fighting. The gate is quite still alive. Lots of swords in the center of the city. Not enough commitment to the walls, especially from from Nerveni. He is not really doing anything to hold the walls. The artillery over here is gonna run out of ammunition, it seems, before it breaks this. Yeah, before it breaks that. Pila being wasted from these Chosens. Artillery going in. Ooh, catching that building on fire. Ooh-wee. Alright, again, another choke point-ish style. But, I mean, they can get off here and here, but they need to break just break down the walls and take over that location. If they take over the center here, putting archers on the walls, they automatically win the fight for most of the victory point on the side. And that will be a bit of a poo-poo situation for them. I can't believe I just said poo-poo. I was just watching PewDiePie before this, so apologies in ahead of time for my for my state of mind. Yeah, these troops are gonna get slaughtered, so it seems Syracuse is gonna have a really easy time winning this fight. It's actually retreating its picked hoplites and pikemen. Yeah, just retreating and coming to defend this side. Chosen Swords engaging the Axe Warriors. They should theoretically win. Chosen Swords up here will struggle against Oathsworn. There is a breach over there. Celtic Bowmen coming in through. But yeah, they need to push in their army. Good, they are definitely doing that. Oh, we ignored chariots. Did the chariots do any damage whatsoever? It seems they did not do anything. They got slaughtered. Yeah, they got stuck in this, but they got slaughtered. Yeah, I'm sorry I missed that, guys. I'm sorry I missed that. But yeah, so Chosen Swordband over there building a wall. These slingers, just hold them on top of the walls and then get the slingers to shoot them down, because these slingers will do ridiculous amounts of damage. And the Scorpion is doing damage, but it's shooting at units on top of the walls. The Samite Warriors are dying really fast over there, and yeah, I mean, lots of units are being killed. Bactria is already down to most of its forces. It still has Indian Armored Elephants and some Bactrian Royal Guard, 2 Thorax Pikemen in the reserve, but most of its infantry has been engaged. Why are these archers fighting outside the walls? Ooh, that must have been a really bad misclick. I mean, they're fighting archers, so it's not the worst thing, but they're gonna get charged by these Bactrian Royal Guard, who have 29 charge bonus, and that unit of missiles is just gonna, yeah, collapse, completely melt under pressure. Pikemen over here holding the line. Veteran hoplites doing their thing. Yeah, it seems it's quite boring with regards to what Arveni are doing, and oh my god, just click, and the Seleucid player are doing. What I mean by boring is that they are just waiting to see what Bactria does, but Bactria is just getting focused down, and when Bactria is dead, they're gonna have... Oh, there are traps here. That's why he's not defending the walls. They're gonna have problems, because they're gonna be facing 2 armies at the same time, and that's not always a good idea. I really don't know what it is with Rome, but every time I start fucking recording it, I get the yawns. And oh man! Like legit, it's 1 PM, I had my coffee, I've been up and awake and running around for ages. I've been doing some chores, and it's back. Alright, yeah, it should be working. As we were saying, they're fucking over the Bactrian player just not attacking, and then they're gonna have a ridiculously difficult time breaking in. At the same time, the Bactrian player should have just stayed outside, waited for him to assault. That communication is always a pain in the arse. These Semites getting absolutely slaughtered. on the walls while fighting Bactrian Royal Guard. Would you say shouldn't really, because Bactrian Royal Guard are trash on walls. I mean, there's spear infantry, and the wall spear infantry does horrible. But these Balearics are having the time of their life, picking them off one by one. In fact, Bactria is retreating. Oh, no. Bactria, oh, destroyed the ballista over there. And is trying to get to... Why is he destroying this wall? Ugh. These guys are getting shot by fire arrows. Eeks. These Turk swordsmen are getting slaughtered. Lots of slaughtering, lots of murdering. Yes. Chosen over there. Not doing well. Sword followers about to break. They're getting shot to shits by that arrow tower. Oh, the artillery turned around as well. No, the artillery is shooting them to shits. It's actually really good use of this artillery. Well, concept, it was really good use. Oh, he's destroying... Oh. 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 That is a smart boy. That is a very smart boy. If he breaks this, even if they get on the walls, they cannot come and harass from that side. Very smart boy, smart. Yes. Sword force charging in with the Oathsworn there and the cavalry and whatever. So this is going to be heavily contested. The Celtic Slingers and Gallic Hunters will do a lot of damage, especially these guys over here. But Bactria, I know you lost your initial assault, but do something else. Than... Oh boy, yeah, that's not going well. And Icenius completely abandoned his position without any form of defense except those few traps. Not sure how smart it is to abandon this position and like leave, you know, this entire area open. Painted ones coming in. Yeah, he's what? He really could have held them here for a long time. Slingers, shooting, etc. Now pulling back this far is going to put both of his allies in a really bad situation. Chariots, yeah, I guess need to come back in. Yeah, they desperately need to come back in. Chariots getting in those archers will be really useful, but these Silver Shield Swordsmen are going to be a pain in the ass to deal with. Did he just... this is why you don't put traps down, because it stops you from moving about. He neutralized the traps with these painted ones. There are more over here, so Syracuse cannot really retreat from that side. He has to call all the way around. That's going to be a pain in the arse. The painted ones will do some damage to the Silver Shield Swordsmen if they get proper charge in, and maybe even a Pila this flank. Oh yeah, this is going to be a good Pila if they get a Pila. Come on, charge. No? They didn't get a Pila throw, but they got a rear charge on those units. So they're going to kill like 5 of them before the Silver Shield Swordsmen turn around and murder them. All down. Noble Swords are coming around to help. These Scorpion is getting slaughtered, but again, this is where you need Slingers here to shoot into the rear of this and to melt this unit down as much as possible. Damage will need it to be that. Like, if he surrounds this, he'll be able to get really good kills. Like, honestly, let's take an example of this, right? You have 3 units which are very important and very expensive. Surround them from every angle. So 1, 2, 3, 4 archers shooting from each side. The archers are completely exposed. Charge in, be proactive. Put 1 unit here, stop all of this from happening, and just take the size. This is a reverse kill box, meaning that you are the one who's gonna suffer. The Slingers are not in position, so they're going to take a while to get in position. The Chariots honestly can just go in at this point from this side, and they'll do a lot of damage. The painted ones are disengaging. They're not going to make it in time. The Chariots might honestly do a lot of damage, but they're not being brought in. Yeah, this is a perfect example where you use your Chariots. His army is a bit all over the place. You are engaged. These painted ones are going to die. Just there's no going around it. They've killed 3 and they've killed 8, so they've done nothing essentially. Slingers coming in, getting a few of those archers. Yeah, Iceni, you are not doing that well, my man. Meanwhile, Bacteria is still struggling on the walls. For some reason, the Ballic Slingers are fighting hand-to-hand combat on top of the walls, which is not ideal. I'm sure they still have a lot more ammunition. They do get a lot of kills. These Chosen Swords are doing okay. When you get around 120 kills with these, you're fine, but yeah, they're struggling. They're fighting Veteran Spears, so they should be really doing relatively well. This is also the point where you shout with this heavy horse and fight the cavalry. These Oathsworn have gotten a lot of kills there. Wait, is that Oathsworn with 2 bronze chevrons? So that's interesting. Okay, so the noble swords are going in there, and noble swords is holding this entire force together. These guys are not even moving forward. They're just gonna get slaughtered by Pila. I mean, yeah, these guys are gonna get into the missile lines, and they're gonna do a lot of damage, especially these painted ones. They're gonna do a lot of damage to those Syrian archers there. But this force now is getting surrounded, whereas you should be surrounding his units. This noble swords need to be twiddling around. The Silver Shield pikemen are gonna do a lot of damage. Micro is very important, guys. Micro is very important. What's happening over here? So it's still the same old, and over here the Oathsworn are slowly chewing through the Gallic Hunters and the Oathsworn. On the other side, the Veteran Spears have won. Why are the Gallic Hunters in melee? 91 kills, 92 kills is really nothing. You need more kills on those boys. Shoot from the flanks and they'll do really well. Don't shoot from the front, ever shoot from the front. Chariots get in. Considering they're charging straight into pikes, they're doing relatively okay. I'm not sure what they're going for now. A rear charge over here will do really good into these Thorax Swordsmen. It's gonna do a lot of damage, but that chariot has been pretty heavily slaughtered. It's doing good. It's doing much better than its brethren, I'm imagining. Running amok in the backlines, and this is exactly what I was referring to. This is how you do the damage with chariots. When everything is in disarray, you charge in. Now, the Silver Shield Swordsmen over there going in formation. The chariots are marching straight through everything, and they're killing a lot, but they're gonna get peeled out. No! No! Oh, this is bad. This is so bad for the Seleucid player. His units were out of position, so the chariot is getting the value for money it needs. These Syrian archers still have a lot of ammunition left, and it's really good play from the Iceni. He made up for the fact that he was losing so many troops for free. 200 kills on large unit size is decent, especially since these are all really expensive units. He has pretty much just 2 chariots left, 4 chariots, yeah. I mean, there's only so much you can do. Charging into the side of those Silver Shield pikemen is useful. Missiles are coming in. Okay, the Balearic Slingers came in from this side. Thorax Hoplites and Picked Hoplites are fighting Thorax Swordsmen, so that's going to be held. The chariot over here is breaking 200 kills. Pila's being wasted, and all of this blob is going after it, but it did a really good number on those missiles. Now, there is a gap here which you could exploit. They actually came back. That's really cool. Especially since they're wasting a lot of the ammunition. Slingers shooting into these pikemen, and that's going to be really useful because that is the general. So the fight over here is escalating really quickly, and that's nice to see. Unfortunately though, the noble swords over here and the painted ones were absolutely slaughtered by this blob. The Balearic Slingers are going to get a lot of kills on those pikemen, but it's not going to be looking that pretty for them. Picked hoplites surrounding this blob over there. Taking those expensive units out is really important. The Syrian heavy archers are struggling to keep up. Syracuse has a token force left here, and it's mostly just the pikemen and veterans holding the line as long as possible. Bactria has pulled back its entire force and it's coming through this side. Well, what's left of its force, which is the 4 units here. So you have Thorax pikemen, Bactrian Royal Guard, and the Indian Armored Elephants. The Boyai are making their way quite easily through the scores of Chosen over here. from Arveni, and the archers are now doing a little bit of a trade-off. These Celtic bowmen and yeah, those Celtic bowmen are trading relatively well with these archers, but it seems they are losing slightly. Let's see. Yeah, it seems they're gonna be losing the fight there because they were very blobbed up. There's still 3 Oathsworn over here, picked hoplites, 2 picked hoplites which weren't used, and a pike unit that has not been used whatsoever. These noble swords are getting surrounded once again, and now the noble, the heroic riders are coming in, charging into the rear of these silver shield pikemen. That is a really important charge because they were completely out of position. The noble swords over here are still somehow holding. You don't want to be engaged in that for a long time, because once they get their pikes up, you are going to really suffer. Good on you there, pulling these guys out, and they're probably going to charge somewhere into there. See how it goes, and see what happens. Yeah, it seems to be going relatively well. Heroic riders coming. Oh, no, 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 no. You do not want to fighting against that. I would really suggest just going for this and taking these out. These Torx swords do have a lot of pila left, but facing the wrong way, and the archers removing those is really important. The Seleucid player is losing a lot of forces on this side of the map, and yeah, and once his general dies, his units are gonna fight till the last, but these Thorax hoplites, these picked hoplites, they're gonna be doing work. Especially the picked hoplites. They don't break. They're pretty much unflankable. Syracuse is pulling back its forces. Force is pretty much untouched. It's done a ridiculous amount of damage, and it's now pulling back. The Boyai player is slowly making headway in on this side. His Oathsworn doing really well, but at the same time, the Arveni is finally putting up a pause on the assault over there, and Boyai has pretty much completely engaged. It seems the fight is all too much set. I mean, apart from the Seleucid player, no one else has really any forces left for the attackers. These guys have missiles. Yeah, they do have missiles left, but they're not really doing anything about it. And they're not using them effectively. And even though there are some forces left on that side, most of the Boyai's force is dead. The Iceni is the one that is pretty much mostly depleted, and the thing is, if the Syracusan player just comes over here and deals with this, it will be easy GG. The forces over here, the Chosen, are trying to do their best to hold, but they're fighting really expensive swords. Silver Shield Swordsmen are a ridiculously strong unit. They do really, really well. Forces over here are struggling. Pikes in the rear is not something you want to have as noble swords. As good as they get with Headhunt on, the Silver Shield Pikemen are ridiculous in terms of capability, and this Seleucid Empire, based on the armies of Alexander the Great, did really well with them. The pikes over here holding, everything on the walls holding, and there is a complete abandonment of that assault from that angle. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's gonna go that far. Doesn't seem like it's gonna go that far whatsoever. I wonder if this actually breaks as well, because that could be a really interesting way of bullying the center, because you have to close. Yeah, this breaks definitely, and that breaks definitely, so still, it's a quite defensible fortress. You have 4 entrances to it, true, but it's extremely defendable in the way you can access it as well. Slingers shooting in the rear of those troops. These slingers actually getting decent value for money, but the forces over here are getting cleaned up. The last few units are almost dead, and the picked hoplites are also breaking as they have been spent. Now that said, the Seleucid player himself does not have that many troops left, not enough to deal with all this that's left, all the Oathsworn. So there are 4 units of Oathsworn here, no, 3 units of Oathsworn and a Chosen Spearman. Spear Nobles as well, so there's a lot of forces there, and the pikemen holding the gate there, and more picked hoplites are being pulled back to fight at the center. Mercenary Samite Warriors are going to do really well in that angle. Placing those traps there has kind of counteracted the abilities of the defense. Now the thing is that even if even if the defense lost the inner settlement, they still kind of are doing well, for the sole reason that the Syrian heavy archers here, they're just one unit of 32 men left, and they're not going to do that much damage. This arrow tower has definitely carried out some punishment on the attackers over here on the Seleucid player. Silver shield pikemen over here. What? Oh my god. They didn't just play an ultra, they played in custom funds. You cannot have that many chevrons and units. Can you? Chosen swords over there die. I mean, it seems you can. It seems chevrons on large are much faster to obtain than on ultra. Now, as we were saying that the elephants could still turn the tide of battle, but I don't see it happening because these guys have so much PLA. 40 weapon damage. It's just going to be ridiculous, and this bonus versus large and counter tactics is going to be really strong. Picked hoplites are pretty expert charge defense, so it's going. I mean, this is the force that's left from the Seleucid. Most of his units are down to 9, 15. He has some units which are decently healthy, but yeah, it doesn't seem the case. Doesn't seem the case it's gonna be proper assault. Perhaps they're waiting simply for the boy. The defense are playing ridiculously defensive. They're just falling back to their last line of defense and doing their thing. I'm just gonna fast forward this for reasons, and if there is any oh Jesus, I love the fast forwarding in Troy has been fixed, and it is so easy to fast forward in battles. Like legitimately. It is needed for Rome. Rome needs that 2020 update that make 2020 okay. So forces are coming in from there. Just a little bit of skirmishing. Nothing really big. I'm not sure what they're thinking, because even if they get their archers here, they're only going to reach till around this side. So they're not going to really do that much damage. They're just posturing, positioning their forces. The defense, with the exception of Iceni, still has pretty much of an army and a half, whereas the attackers completely together maybe have one whole army, not even. It would be a depleted army in total. Again, now, the thing is, the defenders are doing that the attackers could abuse is the fact they're so bunched up together. If they get their elephants going berserk in the middle of that army, on the capture point, the attackers win, because the big boys, the thick boys, always get a few good fights in them as they're going along, but of course it's not always the case. Okay, so we have some Balearics over here that are coming to get slaughtered. They're going on to, I'm not sure why he keeps doing that. He keeps sacrificing units. The Boyai is over there with some of the Bactrian forces, and it seems there's going to be a charge in now. Okay, so charge in. Forces are moving forward over there. The Seleucid player is just resting. He's just resting. He just split up his army over there. Okay, this is not okay. They're trying to block that off. I don't know why they didn't put their missiles on top of these structures. It would help them in just getting really good 360 degrees, especially in this one, since you climb up from that angle. Even here. Good PLA throw. Getting a few of those noble horses is really important over there. As I say that, I mean, no. Oathsworn are just present in such overwhelming numbers. It's redonkulous. They're really binding their time, though. They're really binding their time. So more forces are coming in from there finally. They're trying to encircle, which is not necessarily a bad thing. So Boyai moves in slightly. Seleucid is routing over there when they find the forces. Torx swordsmen, what are they doing? Oh, so the Torx swordsmen are coming here to flank this pike unit, which is quite smart. And ooh. No, man. So there's going to be a massive charge over on this side. These Oathsworn should be able to deal with most of that. And with the exception of the pikemen, they should be able to deal with most of it. Troops are being pulled around. These picked hoplites will be doing relatively well. Troops are seeing that. It's being sent that way. Honestly, the defense could have just charged against the attackers and won. And don't be afraid if you're defending to charge into the attackers and dealing damage to those who are attacking you. Because at the end of the day, it's you can win still without doing so. Now, they're out of ammunition. They're shooting at the elephants, and that's a good thing because most of their troops are out of ammunition. They need to kill those elephants. They join because those elephants are going to be a pain in the ass to deal with. Bactrian Royal Guard over there. These guys are getting onto the wall to come kill those pikes over there. I'm not sure what the Seleucid player is doing. They move in, they wait, and they see what the hell they're gonna do. But it's yeah, the Boyai charges in once again with the remainder of his troops, but the others are just waiting. Seleucid seems to be doing something. Charges in one unit at a time. Not a smart idea. No, he puts units in shield wall formation. Oh boy. The Syracusan player is the one that did the best here. He's sending troops. He surrounded this entire section of the Boyai. Over here, horses charge in. The general for the Boyai has collapsed. The Chosen Sword over there charge out. The Boyai is pretty much dead. The general is dead. Is he? Well, mostly dead. General charged in trying to kill these horses. Yeah, general died, and an elephant died as well over here, it seems. But nothing is really being done. The Samite warriors are gonna push back all those archers. These forces are being surrounded. Bactrian Royal Guard are surrounded from each angle. Pikes coming in, and as good as these Bactrian Royal Guard are, their pikes are not, their spears are not that long. So they're just gonna get poked to death by the Pokeboys over there. And it's gonna do a lot of damage. A lot of damage. A lot of damage is going to get done. Troops are charging in on that side. More troops are charging in from here. The horse are coming around to try and surround us. And I think I should just put it finally on play. Seems they finally decided to engage, but once they see these horses, I bet you they're just gonna pull out, and they're no, they didn't pull out. Okay, that's cool. Did he trigger a frenzy charge? No, he didn't. Triggering a frenzy charge is a really good idea, but that charge is going to, yeah, mass rout is happening over there, and that's really good. The general breaks. This entire army is too weak to actually continue fighting. He's pulling back all his troops. All the troops are being pulled in. The elephants charging into the center. They're gonna get a lot of kills over here. They're gonna massacre all of those forces. 200 kills in one charge. They went berserk at the right time. This was what I was talking about. If these guys do the damage, but I don't think there's enough left. The noose wasn't tight enough, and these elephants are 300 kills is not a joke, but they just kill depleted slingers, which at the end of the day is not going to do that much. These oats weren't fighting in, and the elephants themselves are finally falling. Few pila here and there, slingers, veteran hoplites coming in. Those veteran hoplites will do the rest of the work. Over here, the Seleucid player's general is dead or routed, and they're just fighting against the Oathsworn. So this is just GG. At this point, it's just cleaning up the enemy forces. Finally, the Bactrian archers fire their first few volleys that are decent against a pikeman. The Bactrian general is being pulled back. There are some Oathsworn here who could just charge straight into those forces and wreak havoc in that land. But yeah, it seems they're just charging in the pikemen on their own. They're getting flanked. These horses did really well there, and these troops are dying, and I think this is GG. Well played by the defenders. Syracuse did fantastic. Arveni could have done a little bit more to defend the wall, and Iceni, you did well. It's just you need to work a bit on your micro. Trevor. I think I seen it's Trevor. You just need to work with your micro positioning. Needs to be a little bit better. Like if you held this area like this, that would have been a gigantic kill box. These arrow, yeah, like that. That's all you need to do. This giant Celtic kill box would have done a lot. You had the forces for it. Would have done great. These troops are breaking, and these oats were finally charged in. Unfortunately, the pikemen got absolutely slaughtered over there, and that's not one oat-sworn warrior left. Elite Persian archers with Samite warriors in the middle of them. It seems Bactria is not one to go down at all. He's not giving up. He still has pikes here holding the line. But army loss penalties should be triggered any second now. And yeah, rear charge on the general. Even if it's by a weak unit like barrack slingers, which like in melee it's trash. 13 melee attack, 4 charge bonus. But that does give a morale debuff to the Bactrian Old Guard, which could lead them to getting broken much easier. The cavalry is coming in, and the cavalry in the elite Persian archers is going to do a lot of damage. So those guys are 90, instantly going down to 72, and that is a ridiculously depleted unit of heavy horse, instantly breaking these elite Persian archers, which have almost no armor, 15 armor. Army loss penalties has been triggered, and it is GG. The only unit that's still fighting over here is this Bactrian Royal Guard General. Everything else has been cleaned up. These Oathsworn, as we said earlier, were more than enough to clean all of that. Remainder of the Seleucid army and the forces are getting cleaned up. These Samite warriors charging into those right peltas are going to do wonders. The rear of those light peltas as well, to make matters worse, and that light peltas is now wavering once again. General has been broken, and army losses triggered, and it is GG. And replay, let's see the army losses. Gizly Gobbler. That wish actually got the most kills, which is interesting. But then Olympiad Deity lost the least, and he still had a lot of reserves left. He lost most of his slingers, but he was charging them in, and he still had 3 units of picked hoplites that didn't even see fighting, so he did really well. That wish, his Oathsworn at the end were MVPs. And Grizzly Gobbler, your chariots, this one did really well, the first two didn't do as good. Wall artillery is always better than scorpions, because scorpions themselves cost a lot of money and they only do so much. And noble swords, you should have heroic nobles there, sir. But I don't even know why you got painting ones. Now what I'm really interested in is this guy. I'm pretty sure some of these actually had chevrons before they started. They must have, I think. I'm not sure. Randy Bo Dandy, his elephants, 366 kills at the end. Yeah, he got slaughtered on the walls. Most of his units barely getting any kills. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. If you do like the content, subscribe. If you want to submit anything, join my Discord. Throw a replay there. Talk to me. Tell me what you want to see. I have some cool videos coming up in the coming weeks. I need to get to do them, and as I said earlier, this week I'm currently ridiculously busy, but thanks for holding out with me, and I just want to say thank you for watching my stuff, because it's been going up as well. Troy thing did really well, my Troy video, and I was really glad it did well, because I put a lot of effort into that. And I'll be putting out some more Troy content after I finish the mini-series that I have. I've had a request for first 20 turn guides of Troy, which I'll be more than happy to give, with and without exploits. With that said, guys, I wish you all to have a lovely Thursday. Take care out there, stay safe, and have a good day. Bye bye.